have reached Wrestling's Tournament Review. I'm your man, Steele, and today I'll be reviewing from G.I. Joe Classified Series, B.A.T. G.I. Joe Classified Series Retro Cardback B.A.T. But before I get into the actual review, I just want to go over some of the old school details on this packaging. Up front here's typical blister showing you with the figure, now as accessories aside. In the top corner you have a warning label that says choking hazard, small parts, not for children under 3. The other corner here you have a 4+, which is age required for this figure. Plus top here you have the G.I. Joe logo. Below that you have B.A.Ts. Above the blister you have Cobra Enemy. On the side of the panel here, you have an old school illustration of a B.A.T. And down in the corner you have an old school Hasbro emblem. And back in the packaging here, on the very top again you have the G.I. Joe logo. Below that it says, knowing is half the battle. In the middle you have a file card, on the top it says B.A.T. Below that you have a profile picture of a B.A.T. Below that you have the Cobra insignia along with Cobra. Over here it says, Battle Android Troopers, B.A.Ts. are the perfect soldiers. They never question orders, complain about the child, shirk duty, or surrender. They require no leave time, sick pay, or benefits of any kind, and they are cheap and easy to replace. On the other hand, bats do not discriminate between targets. They'll shoot at anything that moves, be it friend, foe, or animal. They also have an unfortunate tendency to burst into flames when they are hit from behind. Below that you have a cross of all the other available figures. G.I. Joe Classified Series Retro Cardback B.A.T. Battle Android Trooper. The B.A.T. was released November 2025 with the suggested retail price of $27.99 and it is available at all major retailers. The B.A.T. was released along with the other G.I. Joe Classified Series Retro Cardback Wave 6 figure, the G.I. Joe Trooper. The B.A.T. has multiple points of articulation for dynamic posability. Its accessories include an alternate battle damage head, removable battle damage and regular chest plate, backpack with storage for laser, torch, and gripper arm attachments, flame jet laser effects, and figure stand. The B.A.T. stands 6 inches tall and is meant for fans ages 4 and up. Now that the Cobra B.A.T. B.A.T. Battle Android Trooper on my display table, so I'm going to go over some of its play features and accessories. First by talking about its display stand. These display stands have nice little bonuses that are included with the G.I. Joe Classified Series Retro Cardback figures. Because once you have a lot of these figures fully armed and loaded, they become off balance and have a tendency to fall over while they're on your display shelves. Well, these display stands kind of prevent that from happening. And these display stands would have been very nice if they were included with the mainline figures, because there's a lot of mainline figures that could have benefited from these display stands. But as you can see, these display stands are fantastic. You got this mold detail middle here with the Cobra insignia. You have these pegs here to hold the figure up. You have this groove in the front here, possibly for a nameplate. On the bottom of the B.A.T.'s feet here, near the heel, you have a porthole right there, right there. I want to take that display stand and plug it right into the heel, just like that, and just like that. And now you have the Cobra B.A.T. on display stand. Very, very cool. So the next accessory I'm going to bring in is his chest plate and his battle damage chest plate. And it's very nice detail on the chest plate. It's molded out of the translucent plastic. And as you can see from the battle damage one, you have this little groove here for some lasers scorching right there. You have a crack right there, and you have a bullet hole right there, or a laser hole right there. In order to put this chest plate on the B.A.T. here, on the back of the chest plate, you have a tab here, here, and here. And on the B.A.T. you have a porthole right there, and right there. You want to take that chest plate, I'm going to plug it right into his chest just like that, and now you have the B.A.T. with this chest plate. It's very nice that it included a battle damage one, but you have some alternates here where you can have a battle damaged B.A.T. Because the next accessory I want to bring in is his alternate battle damaged head. It's very nicely done. It's molded just like the regular head, but here you have a part of the head that's blasted off right here, where you can see the internals of the B.A.T. head right here. And you can see some eye detail right there. Very, very nicely done. I don't know if you guys can focus in on it, but it's so nicely done. You get this metallic silver paint here that gives it that metallic look to it. So if you shine certain angles of light, you get that metallic luster. Very, very nice. Such nice detail. You may have cracks in the visor right here. Or swap out the head. Get the old head here. You pop it out, and on the top of the neck you have a ball socket joint. On the bottom of the head you have a ball socket port. You want to take the battle damage head now, pop it right into that ball socket port, just like that. And now you have your battle damage bat. Nice alternative. So you can buy two of these bats. If you want to have one that's displayed battle damage, you have that option also. But I like to display my figures without damage. So I'm going to take that chest plate and that head. I'm going to put them off to the side. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in the regular chest plate. And as you can see, it's clear and it's nice. You can see the internal workings of the bat here. I'm going to take the default head here and put it back on this box socket port just like that. And it pops right into place. Very, very nice. I love the customization or the options where you can customize your figures. Very, very cool. The next accessory I want to bring in is the Bat's pistol. And the pistol here has some nice detail to it. As you can see, some barrel detail here, some trigger detail here. You can see some handle detail. Just so nicely done. And the nice thing about the G.I. Joe Classified Series figures is the hands here are molded where there's a trigger finger. So you can see the handle of the pistol, put it right into his hand. See the trigger finger, put it right over the trigger just like that. And now you have your bat armed with this pistol. Very nice. Another cool play feature that makes these G.I. Joe Classified Series so special is that you can also store your weaponry on some of your figures. The nice thing here is you have this little holster on the bat's hip right here. You take that pistol here, you can put it right into that holster and store your blaster just like that. Very, very nice. Because the next accessory I want to bring in is the Bat's backpack. And the backpack has lots of great detail, and the cool feature of this backpack is there's ways of storing weaponry on this backpack. You got a porthole right there, right there, and right there. Or to arm your bat with this backpack, you flip the backpack over, you have this peg right in the center, right there. Or to put that backpack on the bat, you have a porthole right in the middle of his back. Get that backpack, you plug it right into its back, just like that. And now you have the bat with his backpack. Very, very cool. The first attachment I want to talk about is his laser attachment. This laser attachment has a nice detail to it. It's molded out of like a silver plastic where you shine certain angles of the light, you get that dull luster. You get some scoring right there where, since it's laser fire, you have some like heat damage right there from the barrel of the laser. Or to arm the bat with this laser attachment, you take the fist right here, you pull it away from the wrist, and as you can see at the end of the hand right here, you have this peg. At the end of the wrist, you have a porthole. You take that laser attachment, you plug it right into the wrist just like that, and now you have the bat armed with this laser attachment. Very cool. And one thing I forgot to note is at the end of the barrel right here, you have a porthole so you can plug in blast effects. Where you have a porthole right there that's for a blast effect that is meant for the bat. And you have a laser effect right here, which is really, really nicely done. You got a blue little laser. You take that laser, and that laser you have a little peg. At the barrel here, you have a little porthole. You plug that blast effect right into that barrel just like that. And now you have the bat blasting away with this laser fire. Very, very cool. But I'm going to take that laser blast effect, put that off to the side. I'm going to this blast effect right here, or this, this laser attachment. And at the end of the laser attachment, you have this little peg. In the backpack where you have a little porthole, I'm going to plug that laser attachment right into that backpack just like that. And now you have that laser attachment stored in its backpack. Very, very cool. Put that fist put off to the side. The next attachment I want to talk about is its torch attachment. And this torch attachment has a lot of great detail. Also, molded out of a silvery plastic where it has that luster. You shine to certain angles of light where it has that metallic look to it. Here you got some scorching damage here from some of that flame effect right there. Very, very nicely done. Order to arm the bat with this torch attachment. Just like you did with the laser attachment, you have this little peg right there. And the wrist you have a porthole. Just plug that right in just like that. And it's such nice detail because you see the ignition, I think this is what it's called, and you got the little blast right there. Well, just like the laser effect, you have a flame effect, blast effect right there. At the end of that fire blast effect, you have a little peg. At the end of the barrel, you have a little porthole. You plug that blast effect right into that porthole, just like that. And now you have the bat with its blast effect, where it looks like it's shooting some flames. Very, very cool. And I got a little tongue-tied there for a second. But take this blast effect, put it off to the side. And just like the laser attachment, you can store the flame attachment, or the torch attachment, the same way. At the end of this torch attachment, you have this little peg. And in the backpack, you have a porthole. You want to take that attachment, plug it right into his backpack, just like that. And now you have the torch attachment stored in his backpack. Very, very cool. So the final attachment I have here is the claw attachment. There's no articulation or hinge joint to open and close the claw, but in order to arm him, same way you did with the torch and laser attachment, you have the little peg at the end of the claw attachment. You want to go ahead and put that right into his wrist just like that. And now you have the bat armed with its claw attachment. Very, very nicely done. It's very menacing looking too, and it's also molded out of that silvery metallic plastic where it looks like a metallic look to it. Just like the other two attachments, it had that dull luster when you shine certain angles of the light. Very, very cool. But we're going to take that, and this time there's a porthole at the bottom of this little tab right there. I'm going to take that claw and plug it right into his backpack just like that. Then I'm going to take his fist right here and put it right into the wrist just like that. And now I have my bat display ready. Very, very cool. And like I said, I kind of like to display my bat clean where it has no battle damage. And if you have the option to purchase a second bat, you can do the battle damage version of that bat, which I think is very, very cool. And this figure is actually a redeco of the mainline bat figure that came out a couple years ago, which I do have on hand to a side-by-side comparison. There's very little differences. Where the chest plate right here was actually molded out of a black plastic where it wasn't translucent like the retro Cardback figure. And as you see, like the orange here was actually yellow in the original figure, because this figure is more of a modern take on what the bat would look like present day, which it doesn't deviate too far from the original concept design of the bat. Because the original concept design of the bat had the yellow and the black and translucent chest plate and the red for the visor right there, which I think is very cool. But both figures are very, very nicely done. It's just every single accessory that came with the original mainline bat figure actually came with the retro Cardback figure, with the addition of the blast effects. These blast effects that were not included with the mainline figure. And also display stand. So you're actually getting more with the retro Cardback figure. But nonetheless, the bat's a wonderful figure. Lots of points of articulation. You have ankle articulation, you have boot articulation, you have double jointed knee articulation, you have thigh swivel, hip articulation, waist articulation, torso articulation, you have bicep swivel right there, you have double jointed elbow, you have wrist, you have shoulder, you have 2 points of articulation in the neck. This figure is chock full of points of articulation, so you can make the poses dynamic, or you can create your own battle scene. Very, very nicely done. But if you guys found any of the information in this video valuable, please like and share this video. Also, if you really enjoy my content, please subscribe to my channel. And while you're there, click the bell to be notified for any future videos. I want to thank you guys for watching Red Steele's Toy Collector Review. I'll check you guys out next time.